Hello and welcome to the Philippines. A hospital bed. Yes, I'm in a bed in a hospital, put it that way, instead of a condo or a hotel room. Anyway, I will tell you a little more about that a little bit later. Anyway, I've got a friend who I am a watcher for, and had to get an antigen test, which was negative to be allowed in here. There were a number of issues this fella had, and we recognized that. May have probably should have done this a month ago, but anyway, this is the third night that I'm staying overnight in the hospital, laying on a bench seat. Not the most comfortable, but it works, and I'll tell you a little more about the hospital experience and the way it's different here in the Philippines. Anyway, this is I'm on my Rusi 250. This was the day I went down to try to cross the new third bridge, the CCLEX, Cebu Cordova Link Expressway. And because my motorbike was under 400 cc, I wasn't allowed to cross it. June or July, they will allow the smaller bikes to go through, as well as pedestrian and bicycle paths should be ready to open up sometime around July, is what I've read. I've left the Parkmall area. Parkmall is in Mandaue City, a smaller, older mall, but it's got a lot of the things that you would need. It's got the gadget shops, the clothing shops. It's got the large Gaisano grocery store. I believe it's Gaisano. It's got a hardware store. Handyman, I think, is the name of it. So a lot of things there, and a lot of places to eat, a lot of fast food places, and a few other restaurants. I think there's a casino really, really close, very close to Mandaue Bay, North Star condominiums, very close to Chunghwa Hospital, and UC Medical Center as well. So anyway, I am leaving the Parkmall area, and I am headed up Fortuna Avenue, and I'm going to take a right up there. Well, first of all, I've got to get to Fortuna. I'm not there yet. I come upon a street that I wasn't familiar with. I took a turn down it, and it took me right into this market area, and I believe that's another Gaisano mall right beside me to the left. Yes, Gaisano Grand. They've got a number of different types of malls. Gaisano Grand is their larger malls, I believe, and then they have other smaller malls as well. So I'm driving on some streets that I'm not really familiar with, but that's always an adventure in itself. I'm using a GoPro 9 Black camera, action camera, I guess they call it, attached to my motorbike, and I've got a little bit of a tilt to it. And some of you will tell me you wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't tell you. The building to the left is the Bai Hotel. I think the most rooms in a hotel outside of Metro Manila. I believe they've got over 600 rooms in there. They had a little bit of damage from Super Typhoon Odette that came through here December 16th and 17th last year, 2021. Off the left there is an old convention center. It was damaged in 2013. Yolanda, large typhoon came back through here 2013. About 9 years ago, and then there was a earthquake that same year that did a little bit of damage as well. Anyway, one of these busy intersections, doesn't have any traffic lights or enforcement, but it works here in the Philippines. People share the road. That solid white line to the right, that is bicycle lane, but everybody uses it. There are not enough lanes out here, not enough highways are not wide enough, so everybody uses that while they can. And a lot of times bicycles are riding in other lanes. I don't know if they don't know it's a bicycle lane, or there's a lot of debris in the bicycle lane, whatever the reason. This area is also not very far from Parkmall. Parkmall is up here up here, that building way in the center up there is the San Miguel Brewery. And as we get closer, we got to take a right or left. And if you take well, you can take a left and a right then, and get on the main road, take another right, and that'll take you very close, right down, very close proximity to J Center Mall, where the main immigration office here is in Mandaue City. And San Miguel Brewery still has they had a lot of wind damage, a lot of damage to their windows. And you might be able to see that a little closer here. We take a quick left and a quick right. It'll put us out on that main road. I will try to put a map of this trip at the end if I can find a proper one. Sometimes it's hard for me to, you might be able to see the windows that are busted out there in San Miguel Brewery. Sometimes it's hard for me to get the lines to go where I want them to go on these mapping apps. My fault, I'm sure. I'm sure the map is very capable of doing that. Anyway, this fellow that I'm going up to his house, as a matter of fact, and he lives in a townhouse. He's been having some health issues. Had some really memory issues, and I should have recognized that a month ago. And you know, his partner took him to a doctor or two in the last couple of months, but not with satisfactory results, not proper testing and such. So after I visited him, I called her the next day and I said, we need to take him to the emergency room right now, today. And this third day, there's still, he's not always cooperative with everything they want to do. He hates IVs in his arm. And I am one of the people, he has some influence on him, but not always. Sometimes he's got a small blood leakage, very small, I guess, but it's affecting his memory, his thinking. Sometimes he recognizes me, many times he doesn't. So trying to get him to do what I want him to do, what the nurses and doctors want him to do, isn't always easy. Fortunately, that probably, I'll do another video more extensive, but probably he was on blood thinning medication as well as taking an aspirin a day, which is a blood thinning medication, basically. And it was too much, probably over the course of a month or 2 months or what, slowly bleeding into the brain. Got to the point where it did the damage. And we got him here, and the word is that we're hearing is that that will slowly dissolve, should slowly dissolve. And hopefully he can regain his memory, most if not all of it. And that's J Center Mall was just to the right there where immigration is. They've got an LTO office, land transportation, like the DMV in the USA states. This is Fortuna Blvd. And we're going to go up here a ways, take a right and go up to his townhouse. Anyway, number of hotels along here, not so far from J Center Mall if you have business there. Hotel just to the right there, not too far down here. They're building a new Radisson Red. There's a Radisson Blue by SM Mall in Cebu City. They're building a new multi-use hotel, condominiums, plus Hotel Blue or Hotel Red up here. As we get up here closer, I'll point it out. Coming along quite quickly. Anyway, the procedures here in the Philippines, or at least in the hospital that we're at, and I'm not going to point out any particular hospitals. Basically, you know, people, carers, watchers, sleep in the room. They bring their own food and such. They do bring. We're in a private room. Pretty nice private room, as a matter of fact. Nurses, doctors. He's got several doctors checking in each day. Nurses coming in quite often, taking blood samples, checking the vitals and such. So well taken care of. It's difficult to find good veins in his arm. And I think yesterday there was 3 or 4 failed attempts. We're going to take a right. There's a Metro grocery store right there on that corner you're looking at. And this is Hernan Cortez Street here. Go the other direction, take you down by Bamboo Bay. And we'll actually take you pretty much all the way to Bayfront Hotel, Radisson Blue, SM Mall areas down there. So trying to insert yesterday, day before, trying to insert the IV. I think 3 different people tried and failed. I just could not get a vein set properly, and so they brought in the expert, the guy that specializes in that kind of thing, technician, I guess. And he did it yesterday, but my friend after several hours of IV, he got a little upset and insisted it come out. They finally took it out, and we just put another one in, so we'll see how long this one lasts. Anyway, I'm at my destination. This is this is townhouse little development. I think he's paying 15,000 pesos a month, about $300. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay out of the hospital if you can, but seek medical help if you need.